Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Family Fridays. My name is Prashoda Mariwani, and I'm an undergraduate fellow with New Student and Family Programs. Joining me today are Adrian Cromwell and Jason Kinnear from the Study Abroad Office. And today we're going to be talking about some study abroad opportunities at UNC and how to get involved with them. We're going to be streaming for about half an hour, and at the very end, we'll be doing some Q&A. So if you have any questions as we go, feel free to just leave some comments and we'll address those at the end. So starting things off pretty general, can you tell us about what it means to study abroad at UNC?
Yeah. So study abroad at UNC is an opportunity for students to take and earn academic credit in an overseas setting. They can take courses that are directly related to their major or take courses that would be just for fun or a combination of both. And UNC makes this opportunity an option for students because global education is extremely important to students and to their future careers.
Awesome.
And it's one way, we like to say it's one way to expand your campus experience. Study abroad is open to any and all students who are enrolled at UNC, and it allows them to become a better global citizen as the world and the environment becomes a lot more close-knitted. It allows them to mature and to navigate the global experience and incorporate it into their academic experience too.
Fantastic. So I know a lot of people have some preconceived notions about study abroad. Can you tell us some of the common misconceptions that you come across working with students?
Well, one of the major misconceptions we have is the cost. They think that you study abroad is too costly and will not fit into their academic program. Study abroad is affordable. We have a number of programs. We have over 400 different programs, and we have programs that are designed and created to satisfy all needs, both academic as well as financial.
And also in 2017 and 2018, we gave away over $1 million in study abroad scholarships. And so students have that opportunity to apply for scholarship money. And then there's also the option to use federal and state and institutional financial aid to help cover the costs of the programs as well.
So if a student is on financial aid, their financial aid will follow them while they're studying abroad during any of our semester programs.
That's fantastic. Wow.
One of the other major misconceptions is I can't study abroad because I am a specific major, in particular biology, and that is not the case. We have programs that are designed for STEM majors as well as many other majors on campus. So just because you're majoring in a specific area would not prohibit you from studying abroad.
That's great to hear. I've definitely heard that a lot before as well.
Yeah, and then students also feel that they wouldn't get credit, for the courses that they take while they're studying abroad. And that too is a common misconception. Students who study abroad have the option to either transfer credit back as major credit, minor credit, general elective credit, general education credit, or just plain old elective credit. So they can transfer it back in any way that will fit their academic plan. So that does not have to be an obstacle for them either.
And we also have a lot of summer programs that offer UNC graded credit that are taught by UNC faculty. So that ensures that the students are going to get courses that are directly applicable to their major when they go overseas.
And last but not least, study abroad is a nice add-on to your Carolina experience. You'll find that many students here at UNC are excited about studying abroad, and it is vastly becoming accepted as part of the academic experience while you're here in Carolina.
And in fact, most alumni that are surveyed say that it's the one thing they wish they would have done if they didn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, I hear a lot that undergrad is the great time to go abroad.
Yes.
Yes.
Don't get a lot of opportunity after you graduate.
Yeah, that's definitely true.
Yeah. So can we talk a little bit about how UNC's program ranks, I guess, compared to other schools or just even on a global level?
Yeah, so UNC is currently ranked 17th in the US in terms of the number of students that they send abroad. We send over 2,200 students abroad annually, and that currently accounts for about 36% of every graduating class. And our goal over the next 5 years is to increase that to give students over 50% of our students going abroad, so that more students have a global experience as part of their resume, future grad student opportunities, things like that.
Wow. Yeah, that's awesome. Um,
And we currently have over 400 programs on every continent but Antarctica so far. But you know, there are
That's
programs
fair.
out
That's
there.
fair.
So we could find something for you if you really wanted to study penguins in Antarctica.
Yes, yes.
So can we speak a little bit more about some of the benefits to studying abroad? Some of the other things that you see in students after they return?
Well, students who study abroad have higher GPAs. The skills that they acquire while they are abroad are the soft skills, are the skills that many employers are looking for once they graduate and they do pursue their job search. Students gain important professional and personal skills while they're studying abroad. They have a greater sense of independence, ability to navigate different cultural situations, as well as, very well at budgeting, because budgeting becomes a major practice while you're studying abroad, which rolls into improving their critical thinking skills. So there are a number of different skills that students develop while they are studying abroad, and they can translate both into their academic as well as into their career trajectory. The recent survey indicated that 77% of the alumni responded that it was an important or very important experience while they were at Carolina.
Amazing. Yeah. So I guess now if we could get into some more details about the different types of programs there are, and like how students would go about understanding them.
Yeah, so and at the end of the session, I'm going to show you some of this stuff on our website, but we have lots of different types of programs, again, as Adrian said, to fulfill really a student's academic, personal, and financial needs. And so we have faculty-led programs where a UNC faculty member takes a group of students overseas, typically for a summer term, anywhere from 2 to 8 weeks, and to take UNC credit. We also have exchanges, which are relationships that we have with institutions overseas, where our students pay their Carolina tuition, and then they go abroad and they spend a semester or an academic year at an institution and taking classes, and are taking classes with students from all over the world. Then we also work with lots of different organizations and other institutions to offer general study abroad programs that are more all-inclusive. So we work with providers that have very unique, maybe sessions and programs that are designed around a theme, or they're focused on a specific geographic location, or we have programs that do visit several countries at one time. And so there's lots of different ways that students can study abroad, and those are just some of the examples. We also have programs that incorporate experiential opportunities, such as service learning and internship options for students, because we know how important those are to students' future professional careers.
So depending on what a student's overall interest, academic interest, or even geographical regional interest, we definitely would have a program that would satisfy their needs.
Wow. And so I've heard this as well, which I'm hoping you can clarify, but the study abroad opportunity also satisfies the experiential education requirement.
That's correct.
Yes. Once a student participates in any study abroad program, they will automatically earn their experiential education credit, their EE credit.
Fantastic. Yeah. So do you have some more like examples of specific programs you may see?
One of our most exciting programs is we actually co-run a facility in the Galapagos where students can go and do research on various different things. We run this facility with the University of San Francisco de Quito and Ecuador, And so students can go there and spend a semester or a summer. We also, for the first time this coming summer, students can go there and learn Spanish and do service in the community. We also have some programs throughout Asia. One is the Phillips Ambassador Program, where students can receive a scholarship from the generous donation of the Phillips family. And they can study at any, there's a list of about 40 different institutions in Asia where they could study. And then there's also a specific Phillips Institute that runs in the summer in Shanghai, China, where students can go and learn about Chinese and China in the modern world, and also take courses with students from NYU. So those are just a couple of different options, but we have programs that are focused on language acquisition, we have programs that are purely internship based. We have others where students can study political science. There's so many different options around the world. So
We also have a joint degree program that we run with the National University of Singapore, so students can apply and enroll in that program, and they would earn 2 degrees, one from UNC-Chapel Hill and one from the National University of Singapore. And they focus on 6 different majors currently. So depending on whether the student is majoring in geography, English, political science, economics, history, they would be eligible to participate in this program and spend a minimum of a year, studying at the National University of Singapore.
Wow, so it sounds like there's a lot of opportunities out there.
absolutely.
So in terms of the family perspective, what are some of the things that family members can do to ensure that their student does well abroad, and of course to ensure that they stay safe?
So the biggest thing is support. So to talk through things with your student, to walk through our website, which we'll demonstrate in just a little bit, and to maintain an open line of communication with your student throughout this process, and helping them talk through their academic options, but then also talking about health and safety, cultural learning, and financing, how things are going to work in that regard. On our website, we have a lot of different resources that are available in terms of health and safety, costs and funding, also the academic component. And so it's a great way to sit down and have a conversation with the student to talk through things. On our end, one thing that we really do is, we try to monitor all those different things. We're very focused on health and safety and finding affordable programs and different things. In terms of health and safety, we engage with partners overseas who are constantly monitoring things on the ground. We also follow things through the U.S. State Department. We have a travel risk group on our campus that meets regularly to discuss different programs, different locations. We do very extensive training with our faculty who lead programs overseas. And then before every student goes abroad, they attend an orientation workshop for students going on a semester. They do a pre-departure conference. And then students going for summer faculty-led programs, they have a different type of orientation one-on-one with their faculty leaders. But we stress different tips and ways to stay safe abroad. We give them lots of resources through our online system as well. And so those are some of the different things that we do to ensure that our students have a safe and academically enriching experience while they're abroad.
Wonderful. Yeah. Since you mentioned the study abroad orientation, what are the more logistical requirements for a student who's interested in studying abroad?
Well, there are a number of different steps involved in the study abroad process. The first thing, we encourage all students who are even minutely interested in studying abroad. We encourage them to attend what we call a 101 session, and that's a basic general information session where you learn about the various aspects of studying abroad. And those are offered 2 times a week on campus. One is offered in the student union, and the other session is often offered in the Global Education Center. Once a student has attended a 101 session and they basically identified a specific program and they have particular program questions, we invite them to schedule an appointment to meet with an advisor. Our advisors have regional responsibility, so depending on the regional location of the program will determine exactly which advisor they will meet with. We have an advisor for Asia programs, we have an advisor for Spain, Latin America, Portugal, Middle East, and North Africa. We have an advisor for France and our Francophone countries. In Western Europe, we have an advisor for Central Europe and Scandinavia, and we have an advisor for UK and Ireland. So depending on where the student is interested in studying will definitely determine which advisor they will meet with. Once they have spoken with an advisor and they've decided what program they want to apply, we encourage them to complete the online application. There is a $50 application fee. And also we encourage them to apply for scholarships, apply for the scholarships that we offer in the Study Abroad office so that they can increase their funding opportunities. Most importantly, we encourage students, if they haven't done so already, to obtain a passport. If you're thinking about studying abroad, it's important that you have a passport. So that would be the first step in this process. If you think you want to study abroad, go and get your passport. The steps are very simple and accessible, so a student should not have any problem getting through the process and applying for a program. Students can start studying abroad after the summer after their freshman year, and we have students that study abroad even the last semester of their senior year. So, study abroad does not have a limitation in terms of when you can study. We have students who study abroad multiple times. They may study abroad in the summer, and they may come back for the fall semester, and then they may go abroad again in the spring, or they may study abroad different semesters in different years. So there's no limit to the number of times that you can study abroad. GPA requirements may vary depending on the program. We have some programs that have a GPA requirement as low as 2.0, and then others that may have a GPA requirement as high as 3.3. So depending on the program will determine exactly what the GPA requirements are, but there are programs available for students with various GPAs.
Wow.
And there's lots of different options, as we said before, and I think one of the questions that came up was whether programs need to be chosen specifically by academic major, and definitely they don't have to. I mean, a student could choose to go abroad to explore a specific place, and then it's a bonus if they get courses. They could just choose to get elective credit. We have some students who go in terms of going to a specific location to seek their family heritage and to explore a specific location, or they may just want to learn a language that's very focused and maybe not completely related to their time here at Carolina. But even when a student studies abroad in a location that's not specific for their major, they'll earn the EE credit and they can earn electives towards their degree. But also
and possibly general education credits. So there are a number of different ways that they can transfer the credit back so that they can stay on track for graduation. Study abroad does not mean that you would have to spend an extra semester at Carolina. You can study abroad and still graduate on time.
And then at the same time, though, we do have programs for every academic major. And so if a student did want to combine heritage seeking and learning about their major, we can help them find those things. Okay, I just wanted to walk you through our website and show you some different resources that we would have available for you. Our website's studyabroad.unc.edu, and we have different sections broken out for students. There's lots of different things in terms of how to get started, how to find programs, resources about costs and funding, academics, and then different things that students need to complete and be mindful of after they're accepted, while they're abroad, and when they return. We also have this section on parents and family about program options, costs and funding, and academics and credit. I wanted to specifically talk briefly about how to find programs and what to look for. So we have some tips here that students could think about in terms of when they look for programs and questions that they could ask, and you could ask these questions with your student as you go through that. And then earlier we talked about types of programs. And so we have a listing here of some of the different types of programs in terms of exchanges, UNC faculty-led options, and then working with third parties. We also realized that, well, while we do have 400 programs, and that's a lot, that may not fit what every student needs. And so a student might find other options that are out there, and they can come with and work with us and do what's called a non-approved program. And there's a process that students could go through. So if they really wanted to go on a program that's not on our website, we can give them those options as well. Another piece that everyone wants to know about is funding and costs. And so we have some different information here about how to pay for study abroad. We have some info about how to read our budget sheets online, how billing and payments work. Every student pays a study abroad fee. And so how does that work and what that entails? And then we have resources here for scholarships and lots of different types of scholarship options, and links to other funding sources, and then also some really handy links to the Office of Scholarships and Student Financial Aid. So if students are interested in utilizing those resources as well, they can find those on our website. And then going back to looking for programs, we have a program search. And so you could look here, and students can search by the name. If they know specifically about a type of program that they're interested in, they can search by a country, by a city, by a country. They could search by a term. Maybe they only wanted to go for a spring semester, or they wanted to go during the summer. That's an option as well. They can also do what's called an advanced search, where they could still search by those same resources, city, country, terms, but they could also search by a specific institution. So maybe they had heard great things about King's College London, and they only wanted to look at options there. They could also search by features such as having an internship. They could search by language prereqs or language of instruction. So if they really wanted to be able to learn Spanish or a different language while they're overseas, they could search by that. And then they can also search by specific scholarships that are offered. And so I'm just going to do a general search so that you can see what that's like. And so if you just do a general search, it gives you an alphabetical list. And so then you could click on a program. This is one of our most popular programs in Copenhagen through the organization DIS. And so it will tell you a little bit about the location, the terms available, budget information, dates and deadlines is here, who our advisors are, some just different information about the program, the types of majors and courses that are available. And then there's information about the specific program as you scroll down the website to learn about how credit transfer works, housing, costs, application process, and things like that. And so this is information that a student can search for on their own, or they can walk through and walk through with one of our study abroad advisors.
Fantastic. Well, it looks like your website has the process totally streamlined. One thing that would be great to reiterate for our audience, what are some of the most important dates for them to remember if they're planning on studying abroad in the future?
Yeah, so some most important dates. Applications are typically due the semester before a student wants to study abroad. And those are for a spring semester or for a calendar year, it's in September, on September 10th. And then if the student wants to study abroad for a summer, fall, or an academic year, the deadline is February 10th. And a student can also learn more information at our study abroad fairs. We hold those twice a year, once in September, usually during the first or second week of September, and then in late January, usually the last Friday of the month in January is when we hold the study abroad fair. And some other important things that students would need to keep in mind would be, we do hold pre-departure meetings, again, the semester before a student goes. So every fall and spring semester, we would offer pre-departure sessions so that students could learn more about their programs, health and safety, finding scholarships, funding options, things like that.
Fantastic. And if anyone's interested in learning more directly from the Study Abroad office, what are the ways that they can get in contact with you?
So the best way is to visit our website, again, which is studyabroad.unc.edu. And from there, they can do a lot of different things. We have an About Us section where they can learn about our office, and that gives them links. We have a general Study Abroad account that they can email, which is abroad@unc.edu. You can also come visit us in the FedEx Global Education Center, and there's a map here to see where that is on campus. They can also find us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn, which are all linked here on our website if they want to do that. They can also peruse our staff directory to see who our different staff members are. And then we also have an events calendar. And so we have lots of different activities that are happening all the time. And so here a student can find out when our 101 sessions are, when different activities are, when we have general advising walk-in hours where a student can just pop by. We also do pit sits. And so a student can come see us at the pit and talk about Study Abroad and maybe talk to one of our return students as well.
Fantastic. Well, thank you both so much for coming here, Jason and Adrian. We really appreciate all the information you've shared. If you have any closing thoughts you'd like to share.
Study Abroad is open to everybody. We try to send as many students abroad as possible, and we look forward to welcoming your student or even you to come by to learn more about the Study Abroad opportunities.